Hey, nah, not that. 1 minute. That's better. My name's Jason and this is my 80s podcast. You put the boom boom into my heart. Jason, this is my 80s podcast. You put the boom boom into my heart. Right, this is my intro into this episode. So today we're talking about 80s movies. So with me and Karen, my co-host, she's like a co-host, bless her. Me and Karen Hardy are doing a chat. So I'm going to be talking about The Breakfast Club and Karen's going to be talking about Beach's film. So we're going to dive into what we love about it and all the other stuff, things, all the trivia about it and why we love it. Just classic films, aren't there? The Breakfast Club and Beaches. So this is my intro into what this episode is. But if you want to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, click the button down here somewhere, comment, if there's anything you would like us to discuss, especially my revisit and my react podcast and my 10-10-10 and my words don't come easy. Anything that you would like us to chat about, let me know. Take a look at this. Take a listen to this. This is brilliant. Hey, you beautiful lot. My name's Jason. This is my 80s podcast. You put the boom boom into my heart. I'm here with the amazing Karen again. Yay! How are you?
Hey, partner in crime.
Yay! Right.
They'll start calling us the two Ronnies next.
Absolutely. No, we're a bit young for that. We're a bit young for the two Ronnies.
Oh, thank you.
we could be something like, I don't know, a younger version of Anton Deck and a funnier version of Anton Deck.
Geriatric. Geriatric.
Absolutely. Right, so we're going to I'm going to name that boom boom first with you, Karen. Okay. But the two topics we're going to talk about today is The Breakfast Club and Beach's film. So he's chatting about it and about some of the behind the scenes stuff. So, right, let's get on with name that boom boom. You ready? I get to sing. Whoa! Right, number one, I name that boom boom. If the words unspoken get stuck in your throat, send a treasure token, write it on a pound note.
Oh, hang on, I've got to sing it through. Goody two shoes, Adam Ant. Goody two, goody two, goody.
I was just going to go, hey. Oh, I said you go. Right, the number two. Should be this one. Life is so hard needlessly. No fairy tales tell me am I history. A broken heart if you said goodbye.
Yeah, I've heard of those lyrics, but can't put them in a tune.
I'll sing it because once you sing, you'll get it. It's like
life just wanted to
sing. Life is hard needlessly. No fairy tales tell me am I history. A broken heart. If you say goodbye, then it's heartache. Ha, 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 ha. Pepsi and shirt. You looked at me like you ain't got Scooby-Doo.
Not when you're singing it.
It was even the heartache bit. I thought, she's going to get her. She's looking at me as if, even though she's going, I don't know what to sing. There's no way on earth.
It has sounded
like
better.
A lot better.
That was polite.
A lot better. Right, you will get this one, the third one.
Go on then.
Come on. Before this river becomes an ocean, before you throw my heart back on the floor, oh baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. Do you want me to do it again? It's hard. I have to be honest, it is hard when you read it, and it's like Anna says, my northern accent. Before the river becomes an ocean, before you throw my heart back on the floor, oh baby, I reconsider my foolish notion.
Yeah, I've heard those lyrics as well.
I'm going to sing it.
Go on.
It's going to sound nothing like, I'm going to crucify this. Let me crucify you. Before this river becomes an ocean, it's like, no, I can't even sing it. Before you throw it back on the floor, oh baby, it's George Michael's Faith. I'm not going to go there.
Oh, okay.
I love George, and I just thought, I'm going to screech this out and you're all going to just think, no. Right, fourth one. You will get this one. Inside, everybody hides one's desire. Outside, no one knows the danger. Close to the edge of the knife, safer not to let go. Do you know what? Even when I read it then, I've just read that and just thought, I know what it is, but that didn't even sound anything like what it is. I'll do it again. Inside, everyone hides one's desire. Outside, no one would know. We close our eyes, we never lose the game. Even
imagination never
let us see duet. If anyone wants a duet, we can do a duet. We'll be fine. We'll be absolutely. I mean, obviously, that'll be fun. Karen can be back then. But do you know what I mean?
I will earn a fortune.
She has got a better voice than me. Right, 5. Last but not least. You might. Oh, you might.
Oh, go on then.
Right. Robin Hood and Major Tom, all the superheroes rolled into one. Kiss away my sudden loneliness. Do I am, love you, yes I do.
No. Hang on. It's not Dollar, is it?
No. I know. No, it's not.
Say it again.
Right. Robin Hood and Major Tom, all the superheroes rolled into one. Kiss away my sudden loneliness. Do I love you? Yes, I do.
Oh, it's 5 Star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you stopped me singing it.
Oh, no, go on.
Oh, that was brilliant. See what I mean? It is harder though, isn't it? When you talk, it's even when I, especially the Pepsi and Shirley one, even when I read that all the George Michael stuff, no, even I don't, and I know.
Cheesy though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Cheesy lyrics.
I do love them. Right, that's that done. Right, young Karen. So we're going to be talking about 2 80s. So we both chose an 80s show that we're going to talk about and digest and dive all this. So Karen's, you've chose
Beaches
with Bette Midler, and I've chose The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
So just ladies, one of the first. Should we talk about Beaches first?
Yeah. Okay then.
Go on then. So have you got?
I think the reason I chose this was it's an absolutely sad film, and I'm a sucker for a sad film.
That's why I thought you go first, and then can bring in the left back up.
Yeah, when Bette Midler was at her peak and she was doing lots of films, I loved her. I loved her and everything she did. I thought everything she touched was amazing. Even like,
she was amazing.
I mean, she went on to do like the First Wives Club, and I loved her in that. But Stella, I mean, a lot of those were before or later in the 80s, but she just seemed to be at her tip when she was doing that.
Everywhere, like she was doing.
And it's also resonated with me because I had a best friend that I'd known since I was 8 years old that unfortunately did die. And it just got to me that the whole thing of relating to life, you know.
Because that's what it basically was about.
Yeah.
The film was just. Yeah. And I have to be honest, I know a bit about it. I've watched it. I mean, I didn't realise what it was about, because it was about a privileged rich girl, wasn't it? You know what I mean? And CC, which is Bette Midler, is a struggling entertainer.
Yeah.
And how they're turbulent but strong childhood friendship. You know what I mean? And it's about over the years. And
it's very, very similar to me, because my friend, who unfortunately I lost, had what I considered, I suppose, a perfect home. Without going into too much details, she had a mum and dad that were together.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
She had family holidays. I didn't. She had her own bedroom. I had to share with my sister. So there was a lot of comparisons of, like, I didn't feel jealous of her, but I did envy her in a way. But I thought she was the family that I wanted to be or to aspire to have. And I was in awe of her, because I thought you've got everything. You've got so much out of life, and I don't. But it's not everything. It's not everything, because
it's not. And as kids, we all think that, don't we?
Yeah.
We all think that someone round the corner.
I don't know if I can say it on here. Was she unalived?
She what?
Unalived. It begins with an S.
Slag.
No, she died of her own devices.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to go into too many details.
Jason,
But yeah,
the filthy mouth.
I know, but no, it's fine. But thinking about it, I thought she had everything, but actually she didn't.
No, and I always think that, especially me when I was a kid, because I came from a bit like in a rough area, you know what I mean. And I always thought people said, and that's a bit like the film, isn't it? Because Cece, played by Bette Midler, was like this,
and she becomes much better.
Yeah, a shocking life, didn't she? And and you know what I mean. One lived in, is it San Francisco? Or no, Hillary, they met on a holiday resort or something, didn't they? And they, as kids, and one was a lawyer, one was an entertainer. And the entertainers always looked down on, isn't they? Especially if you're a lawyer, because they're just entertainers.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of jealousy in there.
Yeah.
A lot of envy.
When you watch the programme, I didn't realise when I did some research on both of them, it was things like the actress that played the mother, who was, I can't, what was her name? Elaine Kazan. I think it's something Kazan. It's
Lainey Kazan.
Lainey Kazan. And she was, I didn't realise that she didn't want the part until she realised that Bette Midler was in it. Because she didn't realise Bette Midler was in the film.
She's another actress who's understated.
Yeah.
Because she was in the film Bratz as well, but I've seen her in so many films. But she's one of those actors who, she's the one that you can never remember the name of.
Yeah,
but she's a good actress.
She did a lot of 80s films, and especially like Beaches. But obviously, her fame came. She seemed to got more famous as she got older.
Yeah,
but I didn't realise as well that this is what made me smile when I was reading it. Is the actress that played a friend? What's her name? Who played Bette Midler's friend? The actress actually, because they are in the film, they have to do younger versions of herself.
She looks so much like her.
And they not the young kids, but when I think when they were 20, Bette Midler and the actress, I can't remember the actress name. It's really bad.
Barbara Hershey.
There you go. Who played, and she, because she was really paranoid about playing a 20-year-old, a younger soul. Yeah. She actually went out the day before and had a lipstick on.
Probably.
And then she did. And then when she came onto set, everyone was like, because she was just, I think, and I suppose that's a bit like in the 80s, isn't it? I suppose that's the Hollywood thing, isn't it? But she was just a little bit more worried, because I think women have to worry. Women tend to worry.
We probably didn't have the facilities to make someone look better on film.
On camera, you can. Now you can.
Camera never lies.
You can filter. You can filter someone up beyond each of the lies, can't you? So
give them a different face if you want to.
Yeah, and I didn't even realise you can actually do that in video as well, which surprised me. You know what I mean? I didn't realise. But what I didn't realise as well, the part of the mum, Cece's mum, was played by the lady who was on about
Kazan.
No, that was a friend. Yeah, Kazan.
Yeah.
Was offered to Shirley Winters. Could you imagine Shirley Winters?
Wouldn't have been the same.
No, see, I don't think.
No, I love Shirley Winters, but
would we have known any different? Because we should have got the role.
Well, I suppose, but I'm thinking of the part because she was playing a Jewish mother.
Oh, she was, yeah.
And they were Jewish, weren't they? So she was typically like a Jewish, because I'm sure she's in the Greek Wedding. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. But she just plays that matriarchal.
Yeah. And I think she was back for that role, wasn't she? And I think Shirley Winters may have been a bit older. I don't know. You know what I mean? But to be honest, I think the characters like Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey that play her, I remember the name now, Barbara Hershey. Sorry, Barbara. I just think they were just brilliant together, right? That they play, you know what I mean? And I didn't realise as well, they had different names for that film. I mean, could you imagine if it was going to be called Remember Me, which is what they were going to have? And the reason that I didn't realise that the reason they didn't use Remember Me because it gave away the end bit.
Oh, of course, yeah, because it was a twist, because nobody imagined that was going to happen.
No, and it gave away the end bit of the film, and obviously we all know it's about 10 years.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that when I first watched it. I didn't know, and no one told me that, and no one said anything to me. And I can remember watching that and absolutely bawling my eyes.
Oh, well, you know the song "Wind Beneath My Wings." I had that played while my husband and I were signing my register in the church, and that was the song I picked to play. And I always think of that song when I think of my mum. I always think because she loved it as well.
But I didn't realise. I mean, that's a memorable song, isn't it? And it's like, and I didn't realise it. I mean, obviously, like you were saying, look, he's played it at weddings and funerals. You know?
Yeah, well, it says, isn't it? You'll never know.
No,
you're my hero.
No, and I didn't realise as well that it was given like a red tomato, one of the tomato things. You know, and like it wasn't a massive. I didn't realise it wasn't a massive hit when it came out, and the only time it ever become massive or big was when it became rental or video. That's how old we are now. Video.
I love the other one as well. The one that she used to sing when she was in the film when she was little. The one you've got to laugh a little, cry a little.
Yeah. But no one remembers that one because you remember "Wind Beneath My Wings," don't you?
Yeah. I love that one.
That's it, and I just think for me watching that, I was just in awe of. It was just the end bit
because they played that song at the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that's what got me then because she said they got in the car, didn't they? And can I bring my cat? And she went, "Yeah, you can." And
I have to be honest, I didn't. It's like I said to you before because I'd never watched that before. I didn't realise that that's what they were talking. That's what it was going to be about. I just thought it was going to be on the beaches. We have a great friendship. But I suppose a lot of people, it's like you said, if it would have been called "Remember Me," you'd have known exactly.
Well, yeah. You
know what I mean? What it was. They don't make 80s films like that anymore.
Very clever.
Yeah, I love. But I love the 80s.
Yeah,
I do love that film. And Bette Midler was, for me, Bette Midler was, and she was in loads. She was in one. She was in loads.
I love her now. I just think she is fabulous.
I do like Bette Midler is just Bette Midler. If you listen to
comedy timing,
we salute you. She was brilliant, wasn't she?
She's brilliant.
Bette Midler and Beaches. What a great. Now we're going to talk about The Breakfast Club. Now I have a little bit of obsession with The Breakfast Club, and I didn't realise because it's a cult film. It's a massive cult film, isn't it? And John Hughes. I didn't realise that when John Hughes, they didn't want him to film it, to start off because he wasn't a massive at the time,
right?
Director, producer, whatever. So they wanted someone else to go. But he literally had to sell himself to get that to get the film. And it's, I mean, when you think it's literally the main theme of it is teenagers, stereotyped teenagers, pressure faced at school, in the breakfast club, all going to detention. And when you, I always think, if you read that on that paper, you just think, because it doesn't sound the most exciting thing on earth, does it? You know what I mean? And what I loved about it was like all the different cast members in there. Do you know, like, is it the criminal?
Yeah, well, they said it at the end, didn't he? He had to write about them, didn't he, at the end? And he said, "What can I say? We have a geek, a prom queen, and a criminal," and he wrote about them all. And you're right about them being different people, because that's what it was like at school in the 80s. I don't know so much if it's like it now so much with all the diversity we have in the world, but certainly for me, you had pockets of kids that were in their little groups, and you had the punk rockers, and you had the teddy boys over there, and then you had the geeks, and
I think that's probably why the Breakfast Club was completely something different, because it was like, when you think these were from different walks. I mean, you got like what's his name, Judd Nelson stars as Jed Bender. He was a criminal. Molly Ring.
Oh, she's amazing.
Some amazing 80s stuff, wasn't she? She played Kate Standard. She was the princess version, wasn't she?
I loved her in Pretty in Pink.
Oh, I love that. And Emilio Estevez, who played Andrew Clark, was the athlete.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall. I remember Anthony Michael Hall was Brian. Was it Brian Johnson?
Wasn't he the geek or the?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember the other girl. I feel really bad. What was her name? Ali Sheeder.
Oh, she was funny.
She was brilliant. And I didn't realise, you know, because I was doing the research, when that come on, is it for the first 23 minutes she didn't say a word?
What I loved about her was when she was doing that picture and then she was shaking her head so the dandruff was coming off her hair. So it was snow.
That's what makes me smile. That's what makes me smile with all that. Is, you know, like when you watch it, it's like, and I didn't realise it was going to have a different name as well. I mean, I was reading up, and it was, you know, they were going to call it the Lunch Bunch.
Oh no, that wouldn't have worked.
Or Library Revolution. I mean, that just wouldn't.
Oh no, that wouldn't have worked either.
And I didn't realise as well that the actual name of the film, the title of the film, is actually the last line spoken in the film. I didn't know that. Yeah, so the last line that they speak in that film...
It's the boy saying, isn't it? It was an athlete, but to us... Oh,
and then the last word is the Breakfast Club.
Ah.
And
I loved it.
A lot of them, and it's like with the... I didn't realise, you know, the song, Don't Forget About Me, Simple Minds.
Love that.
I mean, I didn't realise that her that plays, what's her name, Molly, is the only one supposed to dance to that. But she was because she was only 16 in real life.
Oh, okay.
She wishes she should have done it now. I've seen interviews. But that's why they got them all to do it, because she didn't want to. She was a bit obviously self-insecure about doing it. That was a classic.
Because you know, at the end he puts his arm up in the air.
Yeah.
Well, in Pitch Perfect, the guys sing that. She sings it. And he's in the audience, and right at the end, they sing "Don't Forget About Me," and she puts her hand up in the air. Yeah, it's a reference to the film.
But I didn't realise with that song as well. I didn't realise because that was actually offered to Billy Idol.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was offered to Billy Idol, Brian Ferry as well, but it was
not
turned
so much
down.
Brian Ferry. He's a little bit more smoother, wasn't he?
And I think it was offered to Chrissy Hine from The Pretenders.
I could imagine both of those things.
Who at the time was married to Jim Kerr,
who
actually from Simple Minds.
Yeah,
she said, go ask them, and they did it. I mean, that song. As soon as you hear that song, it always reminds me of that film. You know what I mean?
It's true. I'm diversing, but it's to do with this. But I had a friend at school. Well, she wasn't even my friend. I had a girl at school who was in with the cool kids. When I say that, the real hardcore kids. I was sort of middle. I was a bit naughty, a bit rebellious at school, but I was never really, really bad. And so you had this group of children that were right up here with the whole naughtiness bit. And her mum knew my mum. And one evening, the mums in the 80s all did Tupperware parties and Pippity parties and all of that.
You know what?
And I said to my mum, can I come with you? So she said, yeah. So we'd gone round this house, and it so happened to be this girl's house. And her mum said, oh, because mums didn't have distinguishing facts about people. They just thought you all got on.
Yeah.
So she said to her daughter, go take Karen upstairs into your bedroom and play. Well, obviously, you can imagine, can't you? She's thinking, why would I want her in my room? I'm not even going to talk to her. Anyway, we went upstairs and we did sit in her room and play. And at the end of the evening, this is no word of a lie, at the end of the evening, when I went to go, she literally said to me, don't tell anyone at school you were in my room. And I was like, why not? And she went, because we don't talk in school.
Ooh.
I know.
That's a bit like, that is a little bit about them, isn't it? Because when you think about it, them, I bet none of them would have actually ever.
No, and that's what they said in it. They said, outside of here, you won't speak to me.
Yeah.
And he said you would, didn't he?
Yeah. I just find, because I didn't realise before, and it's like with all the, because I was looking about the casting as well, and I didn't realise that Jodie Foster was up for the part that Molly plays.
Oh, it's weird now you're saying that, because I can't imagine anyone else but.
No, I can't. And I didn't realise that Emilio Estevez? No, John Cusack was up for the part of the criminal.
Yeah, I could see that actually.
It was really bizarre because it was between him and Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson was
and
brilliant. I loved him in
Judd,
St Elmo's Fire.
yeah, and the reason Judd Nelson got it is because they reckon John didn't look menacing enough.
Well, to be fair, I agree with that because Judd Nelson's eyes.
Yeah, they are.
He says things with his eyes when he acts. He doesn't have to say anything. He just has to have a look. All,
yeah. And it's a bit like, I didn't realise, I think I spoke to it, it's like looking in, I didn't realise that Molly was only 16. So, you know, like the scenes with, obviously the scene in there when he tries to put his hand up the skirt. And I didn't realise that was stunt double.
Well, it would have had to been.
Yeah, and that's what she said.
For child protection.
But she had to have her mum there. Her mum was on thing, and her mum was trying to get that bit took out, even though it wasn't her daughter that was going to be in it.
It would look bad, yeah.
And John said no, because that's what's in it, and I'm glad it weren't took out, because at the end of the day, I mean, she spoke about it as well, hasn't she, Molly has? It's about, she was sexually harassed. Every time I see Molly, it just reminds me of the 80s. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they were called the Brat Pack, weren't they?
Yeah. They were, because
Rob Lowe was one of them. Who was the one that was married to Bruce Willis?
Demi Moore.
Yeah, McCarthy.
Yes.
I can't think of his first name.
No, I've not.
Something McCarthy, isn't it? I can't think.
Yeah. There was loads though, wasn't there? And I think for me, I mean, I've watched The Breakfast Club recently. Still love it. I could watch it again.
Yeah, no problem.
But I always, the only thing that it just blows my mind is like, I would never want to watch something. If someone said to me, "What's it?" Because I always, if people ask me that film, what's it like? What they about? And if someone said to me, "Well, it's about 5 kids in a in like a." Was it like, what was it?
School, wasn't it? It was college or something. Yeah.
It was in a school, in a book school.
Detention.
I just, for detention, I just think, no. Do you know what I mean? Because on paper,
well, it is only in one place, isn't it?
Yeah.
It only happens in one place. It's all centred around them the whole film. There's no.
And then you got, I mean, I have to be honest, what was the teachers like? The teachers are like arsehole. So
he was funny.
It was the bit where what was he saying? What was that? There's that one scene that he said something about Barry Manilow wants his jacket back. I can't remember the jacket back or something. And he said something about don't take the ball by the horns because you'll get off. But
as well, you know, when he comes in and he says something, he says, "That's you for next Saturday" or something. And he goes, "That's another Saturday. Keep talking." He won't stop, will he?
No.
That's what the teachers were like with us in the 80s. If you argued back, they would be like, right, that's a detention. That's another detention. That's another. And you think, oh, shut up.
I have to be honest, Karen, I never had a detention ever.
Oh, you're a good boy, were you?
No, I weren't. It's just never, I don't know why I never got.
You probably just got away with it with your tongue. You probably just.
I think I did. I think they just thought, oh, do you know what? I don't want him for another hour in my classroom, so he's not staying after school. But yeah, but I would love, I think, The Breakfast Club, because I think you could actually that's probably one film, as classic as that is, you could probably remake that.
I would worry.
But you'd have to have, for me, you'd have to have an amazing five. There'd have to be, and I'm on about, there'd have to be some actors. I think that would be brilliant. But I have to be honest, I wouldn't want them to remake it. But if they did, because I know there's talk about.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Who's current now then?
But he wouldn't even have to be that current. It could be people that are a bit.
Well, I tell you who would be good at the criminal, the guy that's just been in June, Austin Butler.
Yeah. But people like that. I don't know whether they're going to remake it. I mean, they say in fact they keep saying they're going to remake Gremlin, and I just think. Because for me, that's one film. Because, like I've said before, it's all be CGI, won't it? I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you as well. I didn't realise, I've been looking at this, and there were some scenes that were cut out of The Breakfast. And I didn't realise that. And one of them was actually, Carl the janitor. So I didn't realise Carl the janitor was going to be played by, what's his name? John Kander.
Oh.
But John can't, obviously, obviously he'd got other things to do, so he didn't get the. So the janitor at the end, so this up to the end, I have got to read this out, but I'm going to.
No,
the janitor predicted what their future would be.
Oh, okay.
And the janitor predicted where the five will end up in 30 years' time. He predicted that Bender will have killed himself.
Oh, God.
He said that Claire would have had 2 boob jobs and a facelift. And he said Brian would have become a very successful, but will die of a heart attack due to the stress of a high-paying job. He said Alison will be a great poet, but no one will care. And Andrew will marry a gorgeous airline stewardess who will become fat after having children in their 80s.
Goodness me.
But they, because I think there was loads of things that were cut out of it. Obviously, I mean, normally they put them in like the extras that we delete at the end, don't they? So, oh God, I do love.
I've got a confession to make though. I did try the lipstick thing.
Sure.
It didn't work. I don't know how she did it. Mine ended up all up here.
Up there.
Yeah, I was like, how does this work?
But it's like when you watch that as well. Do you know, like, for me, it's like the dance scene, that song bit is, for me, is the best thing ever. Yeah. And they're doing like that, and then they're doing that, and then they go, but I didn't realise that, because that bit where is it the glass breaks? No, the glass doesn't break.
A ceiling breaks.
That's the ceiling.
But he's climbing through and he falls through the ceiling, doesn't he?
They weren't, but I didn't realise as well. Do you know the bit where they were all sitting round in a circle? That all that talk was improvised because he wanted them to improvise, and he just said, "Just talk like you're." You imagine doing that?
Because she done that lipstick thing, and he said it was disgusting, didn't he? Or something. He said that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. She got all upset about that. She was like,
"Oh, Molly,
that's my trick."
But I always think they're all good at work. You've got Molly, you've got all of them. Because the young lad as well, Anthony Michael Ball, he was in a lot of. I've seen him in other stuff as well. Probably not as much as what Molly was in, but he was in, and that's.
He was the geeky guy. He was in Weird Science.
Yes, he was
with Kelly Brook. Oh, she was hot.
She was absolutely stunning.
Everyone loved her in that. Was. I think all those young boys, even
absolutely, absolutely taking their sheets apart. The mums would be. I'm going to keep that whether I said it or not. Right, that's us done, Karen. That's us chatted for literally all this time about 2 of the most amazing films. But thanks ever so much for coming on.
Go watch them, everyone.
Yes, go watch, and also subscribe down the bottom. If you press the subscribe button, you can subscribe.
And when you've watched, you can also put a little comment about what you thought.
What you thought. Comment, subscribe, follow us everywhere. Thanks ever so much for listening. Thanks ever so much, Karen.
That's all right. You're welcome.
As always. And I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.